What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, another video. Today I am doing something I haven't done in a long time. So I'm going to be doing a bloom pour with these colors down here. We're going to be using a royal blue, this neon yellow, emerald green, and quinacridone magenta. Now we're going to also be doing a split base. So I'm going to be using cerulean blue on one part of it, the white, which is just a titanium white, down the center, and a black down the other quarter. Now, I'm also going to be doing a wreck, where I wreck the blooms when I'm done. We're going to spin them out a little bit, maybe, depending on the composition, and see what we get. But I'm like super excited to do this. I haven't done a bloom in so long. So how is everybody doing this wonderful day? I'm so grateful that I see every one of your shining faces here. Even though I can't really see you, I know you're there. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. The video that I just released recently, it was really difficult for me to make that video, but I am grateful that I did, because I got an amazing response from you guys. And it made me very happy to know that just as I was inspired by some people, a few of you were inspired by me when you stumbled on my channel. And that, it makes me so happy. I can't really even describe it to you guys. But it is a glorious day in Detroit right now. I got off work not too long ago and came home with one thing in mind: to do this bloom. Now let me tap this and get rid of some of these bubbles, because there's quite a few. That may be an issue later on, but for now we're not going to concern ourselves too much with it. I am going to try to see if I can pop those. Now the pouring medium that I used for this was that super complicated bloom pouring medium. I wanted all the paint consistencies to be very similar, so it is quite thick, as you can see. But it was, well, this one was a slight variation to my other one. This one is 50% polyacrylic to 50% bare, not ultra deep base, but the bare 8300. Now, for those of you that need me to break the recipe down for you guys, in the description below, there is a link for my free recipe guidebook, and it will show you exactly how I mix this and the ratios for all of my blooms, and that would probably be the most helpful, because I actually walk you through mixing it yourself. But I normally would not, I would normally use house paint here for my blooms, but I wanted everything to be the same consistency, and house paint is a little bit thicker than what I would want to go for with this pour. I don't know, kind of trying something different, and we'll see how it turns out. It's all an adventure. It's all something new. It's always new. But I always want to try something different and continue to grow, and this was what I'm going to do different today. So, as you can see, the paints are quite thick, very thick. I would say, if I had to guess, they're about a trace of at least 3. They're not going to flow very well if I was to be tilting. Now for a bloom it's okay, especially if you're using it to spin, but I don't know if I'm going to end up spinning this, because I plan on using a skewer to kind of wreck it. And I'm going to be painting the blooms along the line between the two colors. So yeah, it's going to be a fun little experiment. We'll see if it works. Hopefully it does. But even if it doesn't work out exactly the way I want, I'm still going to publish this for you guys, because I want you to see that, like, sometimes things don't work out, and that's okay. Like, it's totally okay if you try to do something and it doesn't end up exactly like you want it to. because either way, you learned a new technique or you learned another way to do something. And sometimes you're going to end up with something you had no expectations of, and it ends up being pretty fantastic. And that's what we're always going for. Because I think every pour is pretty amazing. All right, so try to avoid having that ribbon effect go over the black, because I would like it to have a decent line. Oh man, I'm excited for this one. I'm putting that white down in the middle because I know that a lot of these colors are going to offer a really cool gradient when they start blending with that white. And I just want to start painting already, but I know I need to get this part done. So that's why we're taking our time right now. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing amazing. I really can't express to you guys how grateful I am to have you guys as a part of this community with me, so we can all like learn and grow together. It's a lovely experience having you guys kind of like to talk to and art with. And let me try to pop these bubbles. Now it is a lot thicker, so I'm not sure how well this is even going to work. I might have to go in there manually with a toothpick and pop the big ones. But essentially, I want these colors to be my pillow. Let me see if I can pop some of these bigger ones and get them out of the way. Because you see, like, you can almost see all the way down the canvas there's a bubble. So if I was to let that dry like that, it would either not pop and you would see that bubble, or it would pop in the drying process, but then the paints around it are so stiff that they would not fill that void. And I'd rather take care of these on the front end as much as possible. We got a little plastic goop in there, eh? But we took care of that, huh? Now, another reason you're seeing bubbles, besides the fact that I kind of just laid the base down and then spread it with a stick, that introduced some bubbles. But another reason would be because I just mixed these colors last night. So, normally I let my colors sit for a day or so after I mix them, just to make sure all the big bubbles have kind of worked their way out. And you can see there's a lot of little bubbles in there. I may or may not be able to get a lot of them, but they're going to continue to rise to the surface, and I'm going to try to do my best to avoid them and stop them from causing a negative impact on this pour. Because either way, it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. So I mixed up some black cell activator because I really think that that's going to offer a lot of contrast with some of our brighter colors. So we are ready to start putting down the bloom. Let me get these colors arrayed. All right, so I think on this side, I'm just gonna make some small puddles. Now I want the blooms to essentially go through both colors, black and white. And I want them to be able to spread enough to where the blooms can be on both sides. Because I do plan on using a skewer, drawing some lines, and trying to get a little more artistic with this one. All right, what do I want next? Yeah, some bubbles in that. So we got a nice bright emerald green in there. I do want, for balance, to put some cerulean blue in this as well. So I feel like it will offer a nice gradient between the cerulean blue and the royal blue. But I also like to alternate dark and light colors. Oh, yes. All right. Now, I may or may not even use that lemon yellow, that fluorescent yellow, because I know with black, that fluorescent yellow will give me some other subtle greens, which actually, I'm gonna do it after I pop that bubble that's driving me crazy. Y'all see this little guy right here? Get rid of that before it causes problems later. All right, so just a little yellow. We don't need a whole lot. There you go. All right. Now for this, I don't think there's any way for me to stop my nugget from getting in the way. So we're just gonna go for it. This is black cell activator. It's just Amsterdam black paint and Australian Floetrol. And it creates some really magical effects. All right, a little bit more. There we go. All right. Now I gotta move it. Ooh, watch out. That is gorgeous. What? That is beautiful. Look at that. That's wicked. I love that. And those cells are just going to continue to develop in there. That's so cool. All right, so let's do that again, but we're going to do 4 blooms on this side. There's a little bit longer of a side on this side. This is awesome. This is coming out even prettier than I thought it would. Look at those blooms over there. Goodness. Get rid of that bubble that I already see. It's gonna try to create some problems for me. A little bit more magenta there. Oop, we had a drip, but that's okay, because that's where we're blowing it. So that would have been a mistake on my part, right? I don't know if I really want to add a whole lot of cerulean blue on this side. Probably not, but a little bit to help it kind of transition. Not a whole lot, just a little dot of it. But I want it to be part of the layering. And we have this gorgeous royal blue over here. Man, it's beautiful. One thing I didn't do that I probably could have done was used a metallic in here, but nah, this is beautiful just the way it is. So we're gonna layer this green, right? Then I'm gonna put a tiny spot of black, just tiny, just to offer some balance from the other side. Because I know I have the black cell activator, but a tiny spot of black is gonna help just tie it all together. Not a whole lot, just a little. Because black does try to take over, and we don't want it to take over, guys. Man. All right, and that lemon yellow, where's that at? There it is. A little bit of yellow over top. Maybe a little bit more yellow on the side than on the other, because there's not as much darker over here. And I found that mixing yellow directly with black tends to have some not savory results sometimes. All right, let me get a little spot of magenta just to kind of offer that nice little pop between the whites, or between the yellow and the black cell activator. All right. Oh. Let's just put that in there. Just like that. Man. These colors together are just, they're magic. I don't know, I never get tired of pouring. It's always like an adventure. It's always something new. And this, I haven't done a bloom in 8 months. It's been a long time. Between going to school and being away from home, and then that part of my life where I was having a hard time with inspiration. All right, we ready? Because we're about to start blowing this one. Oh. That was a little bit too much force right there. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. I'm completely in love with this right now. Let me do a little bit of cleanup work, because I did blow pretty hard on some of these and introduced some bubbles. Look at how the cells are just forming in all this. Shoot, I don't even know if I even want to wreck this right now, because I'm very happy with like the results that I have right now. The only thing I know I want to do is like touch up these corners here with some excess white, because some of it didn't make it all the way to the edge from when I started. And that I can always do. That's the easy part right there. Yeah, I don't know if I even want to mess with this at all, if I'm completely honest. because it's just phenomenal the way it is. Now I may offer it a slight spin, you know what I mean? But actually no, I'm not gonna spin it. If I spin it, see, this is me being torn right now. Because if I spin it a little bit, it's gonna offer more coverage on the sides. And that, I know I need. But if I spin it too much, I'm gonna start losing the sides. And I don't wanna lose the sides. Because it looks freaking beautiful. Just the way it is. There we go. And that little spin fixed it. Just enough. Wow. Let me bring you guys down. This is, I'm gonna leave it just the way it is, but this is beautiful right here. I love this.
If you want to watch another video just like this, click the screen right now and I'll see you there.